Thank you guys so much for joining us. We were trying to wait to get a couple of more people on and allow them to log on. So if you give us a couple more minutes, I won't hold you and waste your time. Thank you so much, Vera, but we'll be starting shortly. And again, if you have anybody that you want to hear this presentation, please go ahead and allow them and let them know that we're on so that they can jump on the on. So send out the Zoom link. And also, you guys should have the numbers. So some of our elders cannot get on the Zoom link for whatever reason. So we do give out the phone number to them as well. So if you have that, you can give that out to people as well. But thank you guys so much for joining us.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. While we're waiting on more people to join us, my name is Vera Giles Norris, and I have the pleasure of being a representative here with More Mito, as well as loving the product. I'd like to just share a brief testimonial or two as far as what the products have done for me and my family. First of all, I have been wearing glasses for at least over, I want to say the last 10 years. I wore glasses and contacts. I actually didn't even realize I needed them until one day I was driving and I thought I saw a Vidoc. And I was just telling my husband, oh, I didn't know they put a Vidoc, on 25th Avenue. And he was like, what do you mean? There is not a Vidoc on 25th Avenue. I'm like, well, I'm seeing the Vidoc. Like, you don't see that? And he's like, no, there is not a Vidoc there. And then we end up going to a football game. And I was surprised at how people could see what the scoreboard was saying. I'm like, y'all could see that scoreboard? And he's like, yeah, we see that scoreboard clearly. So he said, you know what? We're taking you to get your eyes checked. Well, lo and behold, I needed glasses. Well, let me just fast forward to More Mito because I started using the More Mito product probably somewhere around the end of April and using them on a regular. And so up until now, with using the product, and I take my product 3 times a day, and I noticed that I had started to leave my glasses behind. And I normally cannot drive, especially not at night if I don't have my glasses. So I'm thinking, wait a minute, maybe something is going wrong with my mental because I'm starting to forget my glasses. So you know how you do one of those self evaluation checks. And so as I was starting to evaluate things, I said, well, Vera, the only thing that you're leaving behind and forgetting to take is your glasses. And I'm thinking, is it possible that these products that I'm actually seeing better? Well, lo and behold, I get on the calls and I hear the testimonials from other people. And one of the great side effects from the More Mito product is that people are starting to say, hey, I'm leaving my glasses behind. I went to the doctor to get a checkup, and lo and behold, I'm able to see. There were even people that were legally blind in one of their eyes that gave a testimonial that, hey, I'm able to see out of an eye that I've not seen in since I've been born. Those types of testimonials that say the doctors are amazed because they can't figure out how could you see when the nerve is not even attached to the eye or however that terminology go, but people are literally being able to see. So now it's making sense to me while I'm walking out and forgetting my glasses because I don't need them. Another testimonial real fast is that I had experienced some hair loss. I lost my mom back in January of 2019. And I didn't even realize that, it was really taking a toll on me, and that I was kind of grieving and stressing and, kind of having anxiety attacks, because, you just kind of go on with life, and, life just be lifing. But it wasn't until my hair had started to come out, and it was just every time I would comb my hair, it was just coming out in clumps, to the point to whereas my husband and daughter looked at me and said, "Mom, we know you've always had long, thick, beautiful hair, but maybe because you're starting to get older and, whatever it is, you're losing your hair. Mom, just go ahead on and shave it. You're beautiful. You can just rock kind of a short haircut, bald fade." And I'm thinking, are you out of your mind? I'm holding on to every little piece of string of hair I have, and my hair is going to grow back. Well, guess what? I did about 6 months of going to take shots every month in the top of my skull, at the dermatologist, even to the point to where they wanted to take a piece of my skull and do like a biopsy to see what was going on. And that's where I drew the line. I'm like, you're not cutting a piece of my skull out to try to see nothing. If y'all ain't found out in this long, then we're not taking a chunk of my skull out to see, what's going on, to do no biopsy. So since I've been using y'all, the more Mito product, guess what's happening? My hair has started to grow back so long and so thick, like if though it had never come out. And what I'm amazed about is that I have the journey. I've been documenting this journey since before my hair, you know, came out. I got all types of photos to the point to when it did come out, and up until the point to where I started to take the Mormito, and how drastically my hair is growing back. And that alone is just humbling, because, if you're a woman here, especially, and you know that hair, to some of us is priceless. It's like, what can you do without your hair, especially when it starts to fall out? And so I'm excited to be able to share that my hair is growing back thicker and longer than it has ever grown. It's almost amazing. And the last testimonial, and I'm going to turn it over to Khadijah, is I had also had a problem with my teeth. And I've never had my teeth pulled. I got my original teeth since forever, the original teeth. And but my one back wisdom tooth was a little loose. And one of those things about, if it don't bother you, you don't bother it. So even though it had been loose for years, it wasn't causing me no pain, and I wasn't gonna do nothing to it. I've never even had a toothache before. So and from what I heard, concerning toothaches, I just was not gonna mess with my teeth. Well, since I've been taking the more Mito product, that tooth that had been loose in the back of my mouth since forever is no longer loose. And I'm running around and I'm like shaking this thing and shaking this thing, like, is my, is what the heck is tooth is not loose anymore? Well, lo and behold, based off of the testimonials that I'm hearing from people around the globe that's taking more Mito product, they are having the same testimonials. One lady even said her dentures wasn't fitting anymore because her teeth had started growing back. And so her dentures wasn't even fitting in her mouth. And all types of stories of people that have had problems with their gums and with their teeth. And they're starting to grow their teeth back. So again, I'm not sure if Khadijah is ready, but if there's anyone else that want to share a testimonial, I just wanted to give that. And if the floor is open to anyone else that want to jump in. If not, Khadijah, I hope you're ready to take the mic.
I am definitely ready to take the mic. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And that was a wonderful testimonial, Vera. Does anybody else have a testimonial that they want to give before I give mine and I go into our presentation? If not, if so, unmute your mic and join us. The floor is open.
Greetings. I will definitely give a testimonial that I have that I have. I have a couple. And I believe I'm Angela. How are you all? I know that I'm going through a detox because ever since I've been taking this product, different things have been coming up and presenting themselves that I thought was gone, but they are resurfacing and showing themselves. I talked to my sister earlier today, Khadija, about my allergies bothering me. And she asked me to she told me to put the product up my nose. I took, I took the Restore and I put some in my nose and did the sniff up in my nose, and the Rejuvenate, I did the same thing and sniffed it up into my nose. And I tell you, I have sneezed for 30 minutes straight. 30 minutes straight. I have been sneezing. But the runny nose that I was having earlier, my voice is not as bad as it was when we spoke earlier. Khadija, can you tell? And all of that. So that's one of my testimonials. So I just know that this is tackling my allergies. So hey,
Yes, yes,
let's get
yes.
it. Let's get it gone. I'm ready for that.
Go ahead, sis. And you sound a lot better. She sounded like she was just drained, like there was no life left in her. The allergies was just beating her down. So, yes, I did give
But
her that remedy. Go ahead.
not only that, but earlier part of the week, and these are just little tidbits of things that I've been noticing since I've been taking it. Earlier part of the week, I did a misstep and I tried to brace myself on a door jamb to catch myself. If anybody know me, I'm about a 250-pound woman, and the bracing that I did for myself, I had to the point where I bent back my middle finger where there's no bending that is supposed to take place on this area of your finger. It is right between the tip of your finger and the middle part where you can actually bend your finger. Be right between those two jointed areas. My finger bent back the opposite direction from the bending. I thought I broke it. So I immediately went to the Restore and I put it on my finger and I rubbed it in with some of course some energy work that I learned from Dr. Vincent, the Vivaxin of my fascia and all of that. But I tell you, what I thought was broken is definitely not broken. It had maybe a slight swollenness to it, but I promise you, what should have happened did not take place. And I can only say that I do believe and I know that it is due to me taking this more Mito product. I'm on both the Restore and the Rejuvenate. And if I can, I got one more. I have one more.
Aren't
Well,
you on the renew as well?
gonna do one. I'm only
And
gonna do one. Huh?
aren't you on the renew as well?
I am on the Renew. Yes, I am on the Renew. Absolutely. Yes, I am on the Renew as well. So I'm taking all three products right now. And I've been on the Renew since Roger was here. What was it, 2 weeks ago? So I've been on that for 2 weeks. But prior to that, I was not on any of these products. And my sister had given the Rejuvenate to my brother because he came here to Georgia with some things going on and he did not use it. My husband decided that he wanted to be a landscaper. So we went out to do some trees. What was supposed to have been like 15 small trees ended up turning out being 8-foot trees up and down a steep hill for us to implant into the ground. Me being the ride or die, I'm there right there with him. I tore a ligament in my right knee. me being going around this homeopathy and things of that nature for years now, and that's the way I try to live my life. I ended up using comfrey leaves and the red dirt with vinegar to get rid of the swelling and to put it down because I'm not trying to have no surgery because I know surgery is not needed because your body heals itself. The swelling did cease. I still was not able to climb stairs and do normal day-to-day things as you would with a good knee. So I said, okay, bro, not use this. I remember sis saying after her accident how well it worked for her. Let me put this on my knee. I promise you, not even a week later, I was walking up and down stairs as if nothing took place. And those are my stories. Peace.
Thank you so much, Angela, for that amazing testimony. Yes, you have three of them. I am so glad that we are recording so that we have your testimonials and recording. Anybody else has a testimonial or have a question, the floor is open to you. Are you trying to say something, Dr. Pitts? If so, we can't hear you. Okay, well, I will get back to you if you happen to have a testimonial or a question. I am Khadija, and I just want to say that I was introduced to this amazing product back last year, July 13th of 2023. I was involved in a trucking accident. In my previous life, I was a truck driver. Therefore, I drove 18 wheelers. And lo and behold, I went out to work and somebody decided that they were coming out of a Dollar Tree, not a Dollar Tree, but a Dollar General store. He was not paying attention and he T-boned me in my truck. And my truck flipped over. Yes, when I say truck, I was in an 18-wheeler. I was injured very severely. I went to the hospital and I was in pain. Luckily for me, the doctor at the hospital said, "No, Khadija, there is nothing broken." Wonderful that there's nothing broken, but I feel as if everything is broken, right? So I went home with some muscle relaxers, Tylenol with codeine, and all of that other great stuff. Unfortunately, none of that did anything for me. It did not. It did not subside the pain. The pain was there. And I was just popping Tylenols and popping my muscle relaxers back to back. So much so that my husband said, "No, ma'am, no, sir. No way, no day are you going to absolutely take all of these pills and possibly check up out of here from overdosing." So I don't know what you got to do, but you're going to have to not take any more pills for the rest of the night. Well, hey, that was kind of fine with me because I had been taking these pills for about 12 hours and I still was in pain. So it wasn't as if they was doing anything anyway. So there was this wonderful gentleman by the name Reggie that was in Atlanta. By the cohorts of our wonderful Dr. Vincent, he ended up bringing me over a bottle of the Rejuvenate, not the Restore, just the cream, around midnight. I had been in pain for 12 hours. And so my husband got the Rejuvenate, rubbed it on the bottom of my feet, and then less than 10 and then less than 2 minutes, I was out of pain. Yes, that's right. I took Tylenol with codeine. I took all kinds of muscle relaxers. I was in pain for over 12 hours, and by rubbing the Rejuvenate on my feet, and in less than 2 minutes, I was out of pain. I did not know what that was, but whatever it was, I was about to figure it out, and I needed to find out, what is this? Why did this come? How did this happen? I mean, what just happened to me? You know, I have been in pain for all of this long time, but the pharmaceutical drugs just didn't work for me. But just by rubbing some cream on my feet got me out of pain. Oh my God, that was absolutely amazing, right? Well, from my life as being an epigenetics wellness coach and things of that nature, we know that we have a lot of, nutraceuticals, pharma, all kinds of stuff that we're into. And I had a whole bunch. And prior to, my husband was like, we're not getting involved into another into another pill, another medicine, another anything. You're not going to bring in not another naturopathic nothing in here, because of the fact that, hey, if we just went and sold all of the stuff that you already have in our garage, we might be millionaires by now. But after I was able to rub that on my feet and I was out of pain in 2 minutes, my husband was like, Khadijah, I don't know what that is, sister, but you need to go get it. And with that being said, I committed myself to absolutely going out, going to get it, loving the product, and trying to figure out what this product is. That was not my initial stance. My initial stance with this product was I was just going to sit back, I was going to take it, and I was going to make sure that I get healed. And I was ready. And then I was just doing some little mundane things, and I was just making sure that my doctor was straight. So every time he called me up and said, Hey, Khadijah, I needed anything, I was managing his business. I was not managing my own. And so therefore, when I looked up and I said a year later and I discovered that I had some money in my back office and this business was businessing and I wasn't doing anything with the business, I said, you know what? Wow. Number one, I got this amazing product, and this amazing product got an amazing business attached to it. So, how is it and what is it? What would this business do if I got present and if I decided to step up and work this business and I put some energy into it? And so, therefore, I set out and I said I was going to learn everything that I needed to know about Mito. I was going to be able to bring this information to everybody on my team, welcome everybody that is on my team. And I was going to make sure that we all were able to not only know exactly what's going on inside of the business, but also be able to educate everybody out there. So, with that being said, that's my testimonial. The thing is, what is mitochondria, right? Our name is more mito. Right. And so mito stands for mitochondria. But what is that? If you tell people, oh, we're rebuilding your mitochondria, they're going to be like, what is mitochondria? Because I ain't never heard of that. Well, mitochondria happens to be the powerhouse of our cells, right? And I liken it to a car battery. If you happen to have this brand new, bright, whatever, 2005, 25, anything, say for instance, we want a Lamborghini today, right? So we're going to get this nice, big, beautiful Lamborghini 2025. Well, if it's parked inside of your driveway and the battery inside of this 25 Lamborghini is depleted, not good, not working, functioning, has a dead cell, guess what? Your car is not going to work properly. Well, that is the exact same thing that happens to our bodies, right? When our bodies are depleted of mitochondria, which happens to be energy and powerhouse, guess what? Our bodies start being depleted. So therefore, our bodies stop working properly, right? And it doesn't matter what people say. We heard somebody say, oh, my eyesight, this, that, and the other. Well, guess what? That's because of the fact that your eyes hold the most mitochondria. Your eye is your brain, your eyes, and your heart. And so when we hear people say, oh my God, I'm losing eyesight, and when I add more mito, meaning mitochondria, to the eyes over a significant length of time, when you're taking it, some instantaneously, and then some people over a length of time, then they're able to say, wow, guess what? I was taking this product, and guess what? All of a sudden, I was blind at birth, right? And after I've taken this product for about 2, 3 months, I'm able to see. And this is absolutely amazing because the doctors don't understand how come I'm able to see out my this eye when they told me that I would never be able to see out of it. How is that possible? Well, it's possible because of the fact that they're going out rebuilding your mitochondria, right? So when you then, as we are told, that I know for me personally, I can't speak for anybody else, but I was told, and I'm certain you probably heard the story as well. We were told that, hey, guess what? You will lose your baby teeth and then you are going to grow some permanent teeth. About 5, 6 years old, somewhere around there. And then all of your baby teeth is going to fall out and you're going to get your permanent teeth. Well, guess what? After those permanent teeth, you're going to actually have these permanent teeth for the rest of your life from 5 until average they say is 100. So for about 95 years, we're going to have this brand new set of teeth, right? And so after you lose those set of teeth, you're not going to get any more. Right. So people are going to the dentist, they're going to get dentures and all of this, veneers and all of this other stuff. Well, one of my first calls with this company, there was a lady, I know Vera had stated that she heard as well. There was this lady who was an elderly lady, had dentures, was afraid because it was over the Memorial holiday weekend and she couldn't get to, but her dentures was loose and those dentures cost tens of thousands of dollars. And so she was wondering if there's something that could be done. Well, what we discovered and what we found out, she said she was brushing her teeth with the Rejuvenate. Right, exactly. Rejuvenate happens to be a toothpaste. And so, because it's all natural, yes, you can't brush your teeth with the Rejuvenate. And when she went to the dentist, they gave her some x-rays, and what they discovered was your teeth was pushing your dentures out. So the reason why her dentures was no longer fitting is because of the fact that she was brushing with the Rejuvenate and rebuilding her mitochondria, and her mitochondria signaled her body in order to grow new teeth. How powerful is that, right? So, with that being said, I was asking you guys earlier if you guys had any testimonials, and some of us did give a couple of testimonials. Well, that's wonderful. I gave you my own testimonial. Do anybody happen to have another testimonial that they would like to give at this time? If not, I will actually give you guys a testimonial from our back office, and since we're talking about I. This is a testimonial from Bishop McCall.
There's nothing we can do to improve your vision. Nothing we can do to improve your vision. What would you have to say to anybody who's having an eye challenge who is told that, Archbishop? What would you say to them based on your experience?
Based on what I've experienced so far and all that I anticipate is don't believe it. When I went to this new retina specialist, first thing she told me is you had 3 surgeries so far. You need to complete and have some more. And I let her know that I'm not interested in having any other surgery. And she was reading the report. I said, what I'd like you to do is examine my eyes yourself, and let's not rely on what you see written there. And she said she intended to. So she examined my eyes, and while she's examining and doing what she needs to do, she's saying, wow. And I said, what's going on? And she says, I don't see any evidence of diabetes in your retinas. Other than she can see the surgical procedure that I had, but she doesn't see evidence of diabetes in my eyes. And she said, "What are you doing?" And I told her, "Well, by the grace of God, I'm using Restore with XDS technology. It's a supplement." And she said, "Well, I don't know, but I'm gonna tell you, whatever you're doing, don't stop doing it. Keep doing it. And your retinas are your things are getting better." And she can tell that I'm seeing better based on the eye test that they were giving me for reading. And when I am more disciplined in my eating habits, but it's not that. It's this XDS technology.
All right, Archbishop, thank you for that. You know, we have had people who are legally blind regain their sight, all of this stuff. So don't take our word for it, though. Make sure you get restored frequent health. Thank you again, Archbishop.
It's my pleasure, sir.
Wow. Were you guys able to hear that testimonial from the Archbishop who happened to have had diabetes in his eyes? And because of his diabetes, it was affecting his eyesight. And he happened to have several surgeries. And when he got on our stuff and started rebuilding his mitochondria, his eyes started improving. And so the doctor was like, "Oh my God, we're going to go over and I need you to have another surgery based upon the information that they wrote inside of his medical record." And he was like, "No, no, no more surgeries. Before we even talk about surgery, I need you to do a checkup on me to make sure that I have had improvement." And lo and behold, when she did the checkup, he had drastically improved. Why? The doctor didn't know he was rebuilding his mitochondria, but he knew he was rebuilding his mitochondria. And when she did the checkup, his eyes have improved. And guess what? He was able to see better. Are you guys able to hear my testimonial?
Loud and clear, Khadijah. And you know what? And even as you're giving the testimonial, I just want to add this. We're not even making any medical claims. We're literally just sharing our testimony as well as the testimonials from other people. And one of the things that I like to just share with people is to say, you know what? The story is not true until it's true for you. But I guarantee you that everybody that I have talked with that have used this product for any length of time, they just so happen to be singing that song. I got a testimony. But anyways, Khadijah, back over to you.
Great. There's another person whose name is Christy, and I love this testimony, so I want you guys to hear it. Here she go.
Yeah, I should tell you about my eyes real quick. I'm blind. I don't know if you knew this. I have a slight amount of sight left in my right eye, so they call me legally blind. What can I tell you? I just put the oil on and then the cream on top, waited a couple of minutes, and opened my eyes, closed my right eye, which is the one I still have sight in, opened my left eye, and I can see my fingers in front of my eye.
You said you closed your right eye, which you had a little bit of sight left in, implying that you had no sight left in your left eye.
I have no sight in my left eye.
But when you put the cream on and close the right, open the left, are you telling me you started to see light through the left?
Yes.
And then
The liquid and then the cream, and yes, I opened my eyes today and I was like, holy. And my boyfriend, his name is Rob, by the way. My boyfriend looked at me and said, "What?" And I said, "I can see you sitting in that chair. I mean, I can't see you, but I can see the shadow of you." He's like, "Yeah,
You're starting to see again.
Yes.
And how long was it that you could not see?
18 years.
You couldn't see for 18 years. You put this stuff on your eye, put the Restore on first, put the Rejuvenate on top of it, and now, and how long did it take before you could see when you did that?
5 minutes.
Maybe that's why we say this is frequently indistinguishable from miracles. How many days again altogether have you been using this?
I have been on Mito now for 3 months.
Okay.
But I just learned about the mixture, about how I could use both. I just
Okay.
learned that yesterday. And I noticed an extreme change between yesterday and today just from mixing those two. And I'm like, man, if it changes that much from mixing both of them, give me both of them all the time. I'm done. And believe it or not, I think it's starting to help me go to the bathroom.
Yes, I do believe it because that's what happens when people report.
And there's a lot of things that are getting much better for me.
So what are some of the other things that you're noticing that may be changing as well?
The shooting pains didn't get me at all last night. Not at all. After Rob put the oil all over me and then put the cream on top of that, within about 45 minutes, I didn't feel anything. No shooting pains. No, oh, my knee just tightened up. Oh, my knee's going to give out. None of that. I felt nothing. Nothing went wrong. All night long, all morning long, nothing has gone wrong. This is crazy. I have never been able to say that in 20 years.
Oh, wow. So in 20 years, and this is coming from MS, multiple sclerosis?
Multiple sclerosis, yeah, I lost my sight because of MS too.
Okay.
And the bowel problem has always been a problem with me since I was a little girl.
Okay. Well, it sounded like you're saying that started to improve as well?
It's starting to ease up. It's not completely, but it's starting to. I'm not going to lie to you. It's starting to. It's just amazing. I told you I want to come off of everything they've got me on. They've even got me something on some of them for seizures. I'm hoping this is going to stop my seizures too.
All right. Well, hey, thank both of you for sharing. I'll let you go. And boy, am I excited about the results you've been having.
You're welcome.
Wow, what an amazing testimony. What an amazing testimony. She happens to have been legally blind and she couldn't see out of her left eye, and out of her right eye she can only see, a little bit. She can only see shadows. And so she put the restore in her eye and then the rejuvenate over her eye. And she said she closed her eye and then opened her eye back up again, and she was able to see shadows. How amazing is that? How is that possible? Wonderful. I am so glad you asked. It is definitely possible when you give your body what it needs, which we stand for more mitochondria. Guess what are the three places in your body that holds the most mitochondria? Your brain, your eyes, and your heart. And so when you give your brain, your eyes, and your heart the absolute food or technology in which that it needs, then it's like a light switch. It signals your body to turn on the mitochondria, whatever mitochondria you happen to have left. It signals it to turn it on with the technology that we have. And then at the exact same time, it rebuilds, detoxes you on a cellular level so that your body can start doing everything that it would do naturally. And what does your body do naturally? Naturally, the people can see, right? So when she put the technology inside of her eyes, then what was able to happen? She boosted the mitochondria of her eyes and she was able to see. And she said in about 5 minutes. That's amazing. Well, here's a testimony from Dr. Seymour.
Dr. Seymour, go right ahead.
Yes. So, okay, so I've taken it just sublingually. All right. I have put the Rejuvenate into my actual eyes. And the moment that happened, within 10, 15 seconds, it doesn't take too much for this to go through the system. And I say I was astonished that you used the word earlier to see the brightness level. I am seeing things so crystal clear, like the newest OLED screen that they're selling now. And it has sustained, has totally sustained. So I remember you talking about the edema, the macular degestion, and I said, Roger's talking to me. And so God bless everybody at the company. God bless the vision, the direction. God bless.
Nice and sweet from Dr. Seymour. Okay, we got Catherine, who happens to have eye issues, dementia, high blood pressure, and diabetes.
So, Catherine, tell me what your health concerns were before you met Will and them.
Well, I have diabetes and I had a sore on my gums. They changed one of my partial, and now it had made a hole in the front of my gum, and I was concerned, since I have this sugar problem, and then I had been having a little short-term memory problems, or I didn't remember stuff like I used to. So I was thinking, dementia and all kinds of stuff. You know how when you don't, remember properly, and you hear so much and you just think the worst.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my biggest concern.
Did you have any blood pressure changes as well?
No, I didn't, because that's what they kept telling me, that most people that have sugar issues have high blood pressure, but I haven't been taking that much of the Mito, just one little, this little thing, but my blood pressure is like 120 over 64.
What was it before you started with our product?
Well, it has been like high as 140 over 85, but I've been taking it for 5 weeks today, but
You've not taken a full dose. I'm trying to get clarity on the before and after. It was hitting like 140 over whatever, 80 something before. And now that you've been on it, even at the dose that you're taking, it has come down to what?
I'm like 125 over 64.
Okay. And what about your A1C? If over this time, have you done an A1C, or do you do fasting glucose testing for your blood sugar?
I think last time it was 8 something.
So you're taking only 1 milliliter.
Right.
And how long have you been on our products altogether?
Well, 5 weeks today.
5 weeks today, okay. So at what point have you started taking the right dosage?
Today.
Okay. Just in time for me to call.
Kind of behind with the dosage, but I'm feeling, energetic and everything, a little bit better. Mm-hmm.
Catherine, how soon after you started taking it, even at the 1 milliliter dose, did you notice a difference in the way you felt?
About that second week, my memory started, improving. I know that. Because I used to be, kind of embarrassed about the fact that, I wasn't remembering like I should, just kind of faked it off. But I was concerned that I wasn't able to remember short-term memory there.
Yes.
But I'm beginning to be able to remember better.
Okay.
I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. And so Miss Catherine, she was in early stages of dementia. She happens to have high blood pressure and diabetes. And by her just taking this technology, she wasn't even taking the recommended dosage. Okay. So we say just get it in you however you can get it in you. And she was just taking one dropper. Well, the recommended dose happens to be 4 droppers, which happens to be 1 teaspoon, right? She was only taking one. So she was missing the other 3, and she was only taking one the whole entire day. And you supposed to take 4 droppers at least 3 times a day, especially with all of the stuff that she had going on. So we would even have told her that she was supposed to double or triple dose, and she wasn't even single dosing on this stuff. She was only taking 1 dropper. And with her 1 dropper that she was taking of this technology, it had drastically improved. So you mean to tell me, Khadijah, that just by mistake of not even knowing, just taking it any kind of way, that I would have received some benefit? Absolutely. If you would have did a mistake like this young lady was doing, and she was only taking 1 dropper because nobody told her the recommended dose, and she received some drastic improvement, can you only imagine the improvement she was going to get if she was on the correct dosage, right? Wonderful. We thank Miss Catherine for that testimonial, and we're going to go to our last testimonial for tonight, which is Mr. Reynolds.
Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Well,
Am I coming through? Okay.
you're coming through.
Yes, I am.
Well,
Am I coming through? Okay.
you're coming through.
I guess we won't get that. I guess we won't get his testimonial for today. Let's go to see if we can get Miss Josephine.
Okay. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Roger.
Okay. All righty, we got
Well, I'm so sorry for that. I guess we're going to not get those last 2 testimonials for tonight that I had presented for you guys. I guess they weren't available. Anyway, have you guys have any? Okay, wonderful. Have you guys have any questions or anything about our presentation that we got for tonight? Any questions, any testimonials of your own? Well, do you happen? Okay, wonderful. Well, I guess since you guys do not have any questions or any testimonials or anything like that, thank you guys so much for joining us. I want to be respectful of everybody's time. How did you guys like? How did you guys like the presentation that we had last week, Thursday, from our CEO, Roger Hill? Come to make to have a conversation. Let's talk about it. Were you guys excited? I mean, I was expecting y'all to do, I know personally, y'all call me and say, "Oh, Khadijah, I have a question, this, that, and the other." And I was so excited that we got Mr. Roger Hill on a Zoom. And then I was so baffled that all of these questions that I'd be inundated with throughout the week when we had Roger on the Zoom, it was like a ghost town. Y'all wasn't out here asking Roger all of the questions that y'all asked me. Is that because I answer y'all questions and I take care of y'all good during the week? So by we having Roger on the phone or on Zoom, you guys are out of questions for him? Or what's the situation? Did y'all like us having Roger on the Zoom? How can I assist you guys in growing your business and things of that nature, or anything? Or how can we do our Zooms better that we have on Tuesdays and Thursdays? I have any suggestions? Well, I guess since we don't have any suggestions, I guess since I take excellent, great care of you guys during the week and everything, if you guys need anything, everybody already has my number and everything. You guys can reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions and things of that nature. And I did see somebody put MS inside of, which is multiple sclerosis, inside of the chat. So on Thursday, I will definitely have testimonials for you guys for multiple sclerosis. Do anybody else have any suggestions on testimonials you guys would like us to go over on Thursday? Okay. Well, hopefully by Thursday, we'll have the actual ingredients for the Renew. And also, we'll go over some more testimonials. I'll definitely have some testimonials for multiple sclerosis since that was one that was in the chat. And I also have a couple of other ones. So if you guys have any suggestions on testimonials that you guys would like us to go over on Thursday, you guys all should have my number. Absolutely text me, give me a call, let me know which testimonials we should go over and things of that nature. So we'll be able to have a proper Zoom on Thursday so everybody will get everything in which they need. Thank you guys so much for coming over. I am so excited. Thank you. I did see glaucoma, so we will the same thing that happened tonight with the cataracts and things of that nature is going to be the same thing that happens with any eye issue, be it cataracts, glaucoma, detached retina, they're all going to have the exact same experience. And sickle cell happens to be a blood issue. I will definitely get that. So we'll have multiple sclerosis and sickle cell on Thursday. With that being said, you guys have a happy Mito night. Thank you guys so much for joining. We will see you guys on Thursday. And with that being said, Mito out and good night.